My name is Joseph Anderson, and this is RM University's 90-Day Jumpstart program. Today is day 60. And today I want to talk to you about a gospel study program. When you were on your mission, you had 2 hours a day to study the gospel. And now that you're home, you might not have 2 hours a day to study the gospel. And I don't know if the Lord expects that of us. But I believe He does expect us to continue our progress. Because we're either growing or we're dying. We're never in a standstill state. So if you're studying the gospel on a daily basis, you're continuing to strengthen those spiritual muscles that you've built while on your mission. And if you're not, then those spiritual muscles are dying. Now in the world that you're coming back to, it's really important to have those spiritual muscles. So what is your gospel study program right now? The church has so many different resources available to us, especially when on your tablet or smartphone these days, you can download almost every institute manual the church has. The institute manual, the seminary manuals. If you're studying the Book of Mormon, you can use the seminary manual. My father teaches seminary. He says that's an excellent one to use. Now, what difference will it make in your life if you begin studying the gospel more frequently today? And if you become a dedicated, consecrated time for study, if you study the scriptures every single day, what difference would it make in your life? How much happier would you be if you studied the gospel on a daily basis? I realize, when you get back, there's so much going on that, life can kind of be chaotic. The scriptures in your gospel study program can be the calm in the storm. But the same way that when a professor gives you a syllabus and says, hey, this is what you're supposed to study, that's what you get out of it. When you create your own gospel study program, that way you're able to decide what it is that you want to learn about. Maybe you want to learn more about the atonement. Maybe you want to learn more about how to have more faith in your life. Maybe you want to learn more about, how to take on big challenges. I don't know what it is that you want to learn. But between you and Heavenly Father, create a gospel study program. Today, decide, what is it that I want to study? What's an excellent resource that I could use to study that? And what's a time that I could use generally? I realize every day it might not be able to be the same. But what's a time that I could generally use in order to study that material? As you do that, you'll come closer and closer to your Heavenly Father. And you'll also learn some really cool things that you'll be able to share with others. And also, if you're not in an institute program, I highly encourage you to do that. I know through my college years, it was an excellent place to be. It was an excellent place to meet people. And it was an excellent place to learn. It was interesting in my classes up at BYU, the religion ones where they forced you, where you had to study, of how much more I learned through those. Because it caused me to really reflect. And I had some amazing experiences through that Return Missionary Book of Mormon class that they had us take. So I really want to encourage you to look into your schedule, find time. President Monson talks about the importance of Institute. So find time to do that. It will. Another great point about Institute, there's a great place to meet people of the opposite sex. Because if you're on the same path and they're on the same path and you're both there, then go. And they've also got a lot of great activities at the institutes. And a lot of times there's food at those activities. So if you're a little low on your budget that month, just go to Institute at night and have some free food as well. They'll do whatever it takes to get you there because they understand the importance of the Institute at this point in your life. It will help you make those decisions. I've had many powerful, powerful revelations come to me as I was in one of those classes. Thank you so much for joining us today. Create your gospel study program. My name is Joseph Anderson. Have an awesome day.